This is REL 6 and 7 div review. I apologize for the weird voice. If it's a hardware thing, it's likely going to show up in the YouTube too, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'll try to have it fixed for next time. Until then, you'll have to deal with weird kidnappery Ben.
It's fucking great, to be honest.
So this is the preview of week 3. Right? No, 4. This is 4. I'm good at this. Preview of week 4. So we are in our replay week. Every second week we'll be looking at replays. So we're going to be taking a look at replay from Div 6 and Div 7. We have no idea if they're good or not. We'll find out as we go in. Ideally, we're trying to pick players that we haven't watched before. Ones that look potentially interesting, or maybe ones that were contentious, like the two of us picked different teams. Although, as you'll find out when we get into the results, the contentious ones would have been incredibly boring to look at for various reasons. So the first one we're going to look at is in REL 6, and we are going to jump into the game. Here we are. The icon is still very small, but
it is Khemri versus Dwarves in the rain. If that's not a recipe for fun, I don't know what is.
I know. I want this one. I wanted to see Khemri versus Dwarves, especially since this is the Khemri team with the Blodge mummy. I think it'll be fun. Are you ready to press play? They're all set up. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. This is the Blodge mummy. It's hilarious.
Yep, and it looks like the Khemri are defending first. Hufflepuff heroes chose to kick, in fact, so the Khemri chose to defend first against Dwarves. I guess that makes sense.
The only thing I can think of is I accidentally knocked over a glass of water with my mic earlier, and maybe that like jarred something funnily, like the USB is loose or something, but I imagine that would make it not work rather than just go pitch shifted. I have no idea.
It's really funny, though.
Sure. Well, you get deep voice bend for week. Enjoy.
Can you sing It's a Wonderful World for me?
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That's actually outstanding. I think this should stay forever. New and improved Ben, in my mind.
I see trees of green, clouds of white. The omelette de fromage is a quote from Dexter's Laboratory. Extra reroll.
Indeed. For both, they're gonna need it in the rain.
Well, the dwarves at least have sure hands. Well, I mean, so do the Khemri, I guess. The dwarves at least have Agi 3.
DP skeleton on the line, unfortunately. I don't think I would have done that.
He could have put his... Like, yeah, I suppose he could have put his...
I think he has a rookie.
He has a couple rookies on the bench.
Skeletons going down and staying down. Versus Mighty Blow, that's not that surprising.
Skeletons...
Are we going to see a spicy Dauntless Blitz? Oh, we are. This is risky.
Always. Dauntless
succeeds, though, so it doesn't matter.
But
down. The TG is fine. Oh, and he piles on with no break. That's brave versus Khemri.
You are ever so slightly ahead. Like 1 second.
Okay, I paused for 1 second. Oh, Fast Dwarf picks it up, no problem. What is the rain?
No problem. Agi 3. Well, 75% with 4+. The dwarves are basically Khemri, and the Khemri are basically like people with no hands. And that's what happens in the rain. The video? What's going on with the video?
I don't know. What is Archangel complaining about?
I don't know.
Oh, he's complaining about the video that Hiroto posted?
I would imagine that's the Dexter's Laboratory quote thing. Yeah, it is. Shouldn't it be?
So the story, just so we're clear, as I think explaining Dexter's Laboratory plots is the best way to pass time while two bashy teams hit each other. As the Dexter wanted to learn French, and to do so, he bought, I think, tapes to play while you're sleeping for like subliminal messaging to learn it that way. And the tape skipped over and over again on the first phrase, which was omelette de fromage, and then he could only say omelette de fromage.
Shouldn't it be omelette au fromage?
No.
No? Okay.
Should be de.
I don't know French.
You
Oh, rerolling a 4+ dwarf dodge.
As a first action, I think.
That was aggressive.
Yeah, that was the second action of the turn. Alrighty then. Good turnaround for the Khemri. I think we're going to see a foul on this Troll Slayer, Ben. I don't know about you.
I certainly would. We don't have a great...
Oh, we don't have a great...
You could use the Agi skeleton, but I don't know if you want to do that.
He is your best ball recovery option at this point.
We're doing the cast first. This is the very first thing
we have not gone over the teams or the results yet.
Lord
Is he
Dorf
going
is
to
done.
foul with a blitz roll? That was a 1 in 27. God damn, both teams rolling like champs.
Wow. This game already is exciting.
For anyone who missed it, I don't know if you had it up on stream or not, Ben, but just finished my clan game.
I did, yeah.
Where...
We watched the last half and the overtime. Yeah.
Because the turn 24 dub skull to clear my ball carrier into Kex win is probably my favorite way to win a game in the last while.
Yeah, on the one hand, I'm glad you won. On the other hand, that means I have to win now, which is a little scary because, pressure.
More rerolls. Both teams just burning
them. We got extra ones.
Also, AV9 is not a thing.
Pile on.
KO's the Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian. Assert dominance. Pile on for the KO. Spicy 1-die blocks. The bread and butter of dwarf teams.
You're ahead again.
How? What?
Because you skip things.
I don't realize I'm doing it.
I do it now too because I know you do, but you're doing it slightly faster.
Right. I'm gonna sit on my hand. Does that make you feel better?
Thank you. Yeah.
I just saw the both down on the skeleton.
Yeah.
The
Double
strength
block.
up skeleton.
Jump up into Dauntless. Succeeds, which is still an uphill.
And then it worked.
Yep.
And then he
on.
piled on again.
Tape down that button. I love this game.
Couldn't give a fuck.
I love this game already.
Yeah, so he can easily free up his DP skeleton, so if that doesn't get fouled into the next world... Oh, never mind, he has to actually knock this guy down, because 10 for him is a skill.
10 for him is a great skill.
It is. Heavily underrated, I feel.
Nice. Imagine we get a... we're going to try to free up the...
He did!
We do this time. So
Will we see a sweet foul? Oh, blitz with the Tomb Guardian. No, it's fine.
Yeah, on the Troll Slayer. I mean, you want to utilize that Mighty Blow where you can get it. Maximize your blocks as Khemri. At Dwarfs against Khemri is going to be a giant scrum. You got to utilize the strength somehow.
I might have followed that. By not following, he's giving up a lot of blocks here.
Here's the foul.
He's fine. Mad Dwarf is, as advertised, insane.
Well, he's stunned, which is kind of good because it frees up that Tomb Guardian at least, and it's the pile, and that's the it's just a rookie Tomb Guardian, but it still frees up a Tomb Guardian. You want to utilize the strength to the best of your ability.
It's really hard to take you seriously with that.
Well, it's great. I don't know what it is. I have no idea where this is coming
from.
from.
Dauntless fail. 1 die works out.
I could unplug my mic and re-plug it back in, but I'm worried that'll just cause more issues.
My God, he has that button taped down, piling on over and over with no armor breaks on Tomb Guardians.
Against Khemri, who are the most likely team in the universe to foul you to death.
Yeah. What is pitch control?
I don't know. Dwarfs. This is great.
I mean, this is already my favorite game of the season.
I'm glad we picked this one. Do you want to do the other replay after this, or do you want to go review Div 6 first?
Up to you. I'm good either way.
Let's go over the Div 6 results first, and then we'll do the Div 7 review.
Yeah, probably more cohesive. Oh, gets a Tomb Guardian on the ball. This is just a guard nightmare. Oh, dub skulls.
Yeah, you're slightly ahead again. I don't know how.
I'm not skipping anything. I have my hand off the keyboard. I paused for like a second.
That's probably fine.
Seeing a chain push right now.
Yep.
Okay.
The other replay that we're gonna look at, should we spoil it?
As to which teams it is, I think that's fine.
All right. We're gonna take a look at man, where I wrote it. We had it down somewhere, right? I can't find it.
We're looking at Cake versus
Right.
Iron Master.
Yeah, Cake and Ironmaster.
So Lizards versus Norse, always a fun matchup.
Yeah, and part of that was because we predict. Did we predict different results for that?
I don't remember. I'd have to go look.
No, we didn't. We predicted the same one, but we want to watch Cake and Bad mostly.
Hey, Steak, are you part of the Nova Scotia streamers group on Facebook?
I am.
So proud of you. Oh, basing his runner up on the Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, that's
brave.
Especially since that runner. Well, he has Wrestle, I guess, which is a little bit better. But it's still one of two people capable of picking up the ball. It's also armor 8, so that's a little scary.
I think it's gonna get starchy here. This almost feels like we might see some starch. Oh no, he can't get through. Never mind.
I suppose I should do that.
Oh, he is getting starchy, and he fails the dodge.
Potato time! Dodge fail. Look at. Rerolls the dodge. Makes the second time.
First action skeleton dodge is interesting.
It fails. We reroll.
It does. I would have. Okay, so now he's gonna have to try to do another 3+ to hit him with the Blitzraw.
This is the spiciest. It's such a silly game. Oh man, I love it.
Agreed.
Tackle! Tackle doing a thing! Tomb Guardian tackle on the dodge dwarf!
What is life?
I don't know. Well, you have to send me a Discord invite. I have so many Discords though. I don't know how much I'll be able to pay attention to
Oh,
it.
he made it! Ben, he made the dodge!
Why? How are you still ahead of me?
Double GFI! Makes the first GFI! Makes the second! And he's down. I'm gonna pause now. There's an armor break.
I mean, he's down.
Ooh, the ball went out too. I'm pausing.
Ball just went out.
Ball scatter is about 2 feet. Good scatter for the dwarfs. They could potentially collect this.
Here's the mighty blow on the runner. He's fine.
He's fine.
The dwarves could potentially collect it, but they don't have anybody, like, they're basically Khemri at this point. The runners are either stunned or too far away. The blitz dwarfs, where are they? Blitzers?
There's one up there, but he's way out of range.
So it's all going to be added to in the rain at best.
Are we gonna see a surf? Maybe. This spells surf to me. But this is a 2 die into a 1 die.
He might just abandon the ball, really. Like, he can probably pick it up next turn, and Khemri aren't really going to be able to pick it up in the rain. So you probably take the surf option.
We are going to see a surf. 2 die is good.
I'm surprised
How's
he's
the
not.
1 die?
I would have considered doing it on the agi piece. On the rain, I think that's more valuable.
They're both agi pieces.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. I thought that was...
Ben, what kind of Khemri team do you think this is?
Double agi.
Double agi up, triple doubles. This is real life, Ben. Oh, Dauntless succeeds.
Push.
Yeah, this is another 2 die. If he gets the Dauntless, and he does, lucky. Back-to-back 3 dies are about a 50-50, I think.
3+.
Ooh, injured, but it's a regen. Yeah. Very lucky.
All right, how is Khemri going to respond?
They're going to hit stuff, Ben. I hate to spoil this for you.
Well, they certainly are. Stand firm is a skill.
Continues to be a skill. The Tomb Guardian walk animation is so depressingly slow. dodge doing a thing on the dwarves.
It's the second dwarf with dodge because that makes sense. Marking up the Troll Slayer is brave. He's probably not going to be able to pick up the ball. Oh, well. More rerolls!
They started with 4 each, and they're down to 0 and 1 on turn 6. That skeleton just couldn't decide where he wanted to be, you know?
Who knows?
Gonna surf him, because of course he did stand 2 squares from the edge versus dwarves. This was a touch foolhardy. He realized too late that he couldn't really screen off this player effectively. I don't think giving up the surf was the way to deal with that.
No. Although I like how instead of trying to just pick up the ball, he went immediately for the surf. Because the runner's going to have to double GFI to get to it, and if he fails, that could be bad.
Could indeed. Of course, he's not going to fail.
Probably not.
Oh, he failed. I lied.
Yeah.
Reroll. 0 rerolls.
This game is dumb.
Oh, save your hands is a skill, it turns out.
Yeah, he's got it. So this is likely going to be a dwarf touchdown here. I don't think Khemri can do anything about it.
Barring a skull on... Oop, or a failed dodge like that. Why were we doing 3+ dodges?
Well, we can do a 3+ dodge and do a 1 die with the skeleton.
It is a 2+ dodge. You vastly overestimate the agility of...
Or 4+ dodge.
Or 4+. What did I say? Something wrong.
2+. You vastly overestimate their agility.
You are very right. Khemri don't give a fuck about the ball. Balls are for losers.
That's true.
You heard it here first, folks. We're both incredibly insane after many hours of Blood Bowl. Spoilers.
Yeah, and it's also insanely warm.
It's not that bad here because it finally rained.
Oh, well, it's only like 24 degrees currently, but the humidity is 90%, and it was almost 30 earlier, so it's really bad. Bonk.
Pylon.
Ignore the ball or no balls. I think you mean ignore the ball and no balls? Maybe. Who knows? Dwarf score, 1-0.
No, I think that's exactly what he meant. It hasn't rained in Montreal in, like... Before this, it hadn't seriously rained in weeks, and everything was dying, and it was sad. Tomb Guardian's back. Oh, I'm skipping things again. My bad.
They're setting up now.
Okay.
Well, there's no player advantage or disadvantage on either side.
It's true, dude. That is where Ben keeps his dodgeballs. And I mean not that literally, not euphemistically.
Yep. Well, can we get 1 turn to punch some dwarves? Maybe Mighty Blow will do a thing.
Maybe Dirty Player will do a thing?
Who knows? We'll find out next time on Blood Bowl.
That's not how I remember that going.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
There you go.
Perfect
defense. Well, you can't really avoid these Mighty Blow hits, but you can limit them somewhat. I mean, I think you're actually going to take exactly as many Mighty Blow hits, but you'll feel better about it because you chose the Mighty Blow hits.
You can take well, technically one less chance, I guess, right? Because you can't diagonally push into another Mighty Blow. It's like, so you'll still take 3, but your opponent is losing 1 chance at once. The first one is like dual push or something.
Yes, though he did this slightly wrong.
Dwarves are unknockoverable until one gets knocked over, but he's fine.
Man, they are not going down.
Nope.
Also, that could have very easily been a 3-die, and I don't know why it wasn't. These both could have been 3 dice. Punished. Punished for days.
This is what you get when you don't 3-die.
Always be 3-dying.
No Khemri 1 turn in the rain? Who would have thought? Casual 5+? But doesn't make the pass. I probably would have gone for the foul over the vanity pass.
Is this real life? I don't even know anymore. I mean, you weren't going to get a good foul because you didn't set up aggressively enough.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
He also could have set up to negate the perfect defense. It must be said. Man, I'm still so frazzled from that fucking game.
Me too. Have you seen the clip of what happened to me?
No, I want to see it.
It was posted in REL chat.
I'm gonna full screen this bad boy.
It's mostly me shouting, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Shh, shh. I'm trying to watch.
Meanwhile, I'll watch this game.
Sounds boring.
Oh, rock thrown.
It was a 5+ catch.
It was. I said that afterwards, but he rolled a 6 anyway. And I don't know if that clip shows the like 3+ dodge out beforehand into the.
It doesn't. No.
The goblin that had the ball also stood up, 3+ dodged out, 3+ picked up the ball, 2+ GFI'd, and then did the pass.
Oh, that's the second time you've been like royally hosed by like a 2% play.
It's more than twice. Just 2 that happen to be on clips. Well, doing the Khemri thing and just like dumping in 1,000 players in front of the ball and being like, if I can't pick it up, neither can you. Here comes the Tomb Guardian Blitz. Just another push because, you know, whatever.
I'm gonna say it's turn 9 and no one has failed to pick up the ball yet in a Khemri dwarf match in the rain. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed in my goddamn life.
Yeah, he just got it. Didn't even need sure hands. Oh man, and my voice is really weird right now because there's some sort of hardware problem going on with my mic, and I don't know how to fix it. So my voice is extra deep for no particular reason.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, enjoy. Hopefully it'll be fixed for next week, but I couldn't figure it out in the time that I had before this stream.
The dulcet tones of Ben's sweet voice.
I mean, I know it's like kind of deep, but it's not normally like this, I swear.
Are you on the Troll Slayer blitz, by the way?
He's moving a blitzer right now. Troll Slayer's blitzing now.
Okay, then I'm going to pause until you get to the spicy thing that just happened.
Dauntless works on the strength skeleton. We get a push. He rerolls into a skull. Crunch.
Dub skull.
Stunned.
Into an armor break.
Okay, guys. Maybe we can find my tail.
The fact that I can say the tackle Tomb Guardian is doing work against the dodge dwarves does kind of make up for the lack of failed pickups, though, I will say.
Silver hexafluoride is great. You can float little boats of like aluminum foil on nothing because denser than air gas.
It's not on nothing. It's on that
Sulfur
gas.
hexafluoride, yes, but it looks like nothing because it is invisible.
I'm trying desperately to remember that stupid mirror quote.
Here comes the tackle blitz, but it doesn't.
Didn't need it. Rolled a POW. Snake to the armor roll.
I like this game. I like this game a lot.
Everything you could want.
It's everything I could ever need.
That's a brave base with this Blitzer. He's getting smacked.
Certainly is. Well, first we're smacking the skeleton and getting a push. Then we're gonna base up at Blitzer. I imagine we're gonna punch him. We do, but more pushes, because why not?
Yeah, he's fine. Oh, are we gonna go for a runner wrestle hit? Oh no, we're blitzing. That makes sense.
Blitzing with the Troll Slayer onto the mummy.
Gets a knockdown
works.
with the Dauntless.
And block puts him down.
I wonder if we pop. Never mind. It does kind of look like he's hoping for a quote-unquote quick score as Khemri, which is like 5 turns.
Yeah. Look,
Oh.
tackle Tomb Guardian doing a thing on the dodge
And-
dwarves.
Gets a KO on AV9 Thick Skull. No mighty blow. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's fine. He doesn't need Mighty Blow. He has Blodge Tackle.
I really hope I see a Tomb Guardian dodge this game. I'm gonna riot if I don't.
Tomb Guardian Dodger Riot.
That was a 1 in 27 again.
Yep.
Click Tomb Guardians. Click face.
Basically, it's kind of how you
The
play.
Khemri strat. Basically, huh?
Basically, yeah. Good job.
Get it?
Yeah, I
Because you
did.
base.
Yeah,
Because you base them.
yeah.
That was a 1 die.
Well,
Looking on a blotch piece.
now with a 1 die. I don't know how you keep getting ahead.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm like subconsciously skipping cutscenes.
Bonk. Down goes the Blitzra. Imagine we're gonna punch that skeleton as well. Not yet, though.
He's
We're gonna-
blotch. He'll be fine. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's the throw rock. Never mind, not the skeleton.
Pow. Down he goes.
Pows for days.
There's the skeleton hit.
The dwarves have finally found their cubes.
Jump up. Dauntless. Push. Frenzy.
That was
Dauntless.
that was a massive frenzy trap.
And it worked.
Yep, because Dauntless 3+. What
Pile on.
do? He didn't pile on, Ben.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Was a what?
Uphill. Skull. Crunch. I don't understand.
What was that dice sequence?
I don't know.
Fails the Dauntless, re-rolls, fails it again, double red die, push skull. I think you're actually better off re-rolling the red die. We talked about the math of this, and I think in most cases it's better just to re-roll the the actual red dice rather than the block when you have block.
We're gonna surf that dwarf now?
With who?
Well, we knocked out a troll slayer, which is a
It
good
is a
thing.
1 die. He's going for it. He gets it. Goodbye, Blodge Strength 4 Guard Blitzer.
This game is dumb. I'm very glad we picked it.
Yeah, it's not the most technical game of Blood Bowl I've ever seen, but it's the most fun.
3 die. Look, 3 dice reward you.
Yep, he figured it out. All right, the
I like how we used
ball
the
carrier has
grab.
just
on
finished moving. His turn just finished. Are we on the same page?
Just finished now. 2 die. I like how he used the grab Tomb Guardian to put the dwarf into surfing position instead of it's like I could surf him with a 1 die, or I could just grab and move him out of the way, or I could put him on the sideline and then use a 1 die to surf him. And he went for the 1
That
die
was worth
instead.
it. That was a huge surf. That piece
It
is
was.
so irritating. Oh, your stream just went offline?
It should not have.
Looking at its offline screen.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, we'll keep going, I guess. It'll have to be recorded.
Oh, okay.
But no reason why
Oh.
it should be.
Failed Dauntless. Red die works though. Oh, never mind. That's the blotched. And then it failed. Failed dodge. Can you fix the stream?
I'm gonna try. It should be up again now. Refresh. Should be good again. And so we only missed a second, and we're still recording, so we haven't lost anything for the YouTube people. Although the YouTube people will probably be confused why I look panicked for a second. Apologize, YouTube folks.
I don't apologize for anything.
Blitz.
Dub Skull.
Perfect. Rerolls. Finds the POW.
10 out of 10.
I like this game.
I'm telling you, it's got everything you could ever want. Real tough for the Dwarfs to stop the Khemri score here.
It's also real tough for the Khemri to win, though, at this point. Like, they can tie it pretty easily, but...
Yeah. This stream has always been biased in favor of the Khemri. The Khemri has a blodge tackle Tomb Guardian.
Oh.
Ooh, badly hurt and a niggle.
Regen fail. So that's a niggle decay player, which is really, really bad.
Spoilers. He's going to the farm.
Maybe. He's a leveled Tomb Guardian. You can't replace him.
You might keep him for a bit, but you look to recycle him, I think.
Well,
Dwarves failed GFIs.
You certainly do. If you can't afford to replace him, you keep him for now.
Oh, snaked GFI.
Rip Dwarf. Well, the Khemri are still too far away to score because skeletons. But we can get in a position.
Oh, they could hand off to the Blitzer and score if they wanted to really aggressively play for the win. But that would be not good, I think. Yeah.
I think I would rather tie than... I'd rather guarantee the tie than risk a loss.
Because you have negligible balls.
That's true. Okay, go skeleton. Don't GFI. Don't GFI. Please don't GFI. Okay, 3 die, finds a pal.
3 die, finds a pal.
Good work. Grab. No armor break or anything. We have a
It covers up the Swift Dwarf, so the Swift Dwarf cannot easily break through. Unless we see some crazy dwarf dodges.
Every dwarf is on the floor except for the one who's based up by a skeleton on the other side of the field.
They've been staring at each other in what I assume is a deep romantic moment for several turns now. Because both coaches turn over too quickly to take the one time.
Oh, we knock over the Tomb Guardian.
I think I would have blitzed the ball. That's your only chance at a win here. Gone for the 6+ dodge or 5+ dodge, whatever this is. I think it's a 5+ dodge.
Well, Khemri are probably just going to score here.
Nope, they're going to stall it out.
Yeah, okay. Easy peasy. Not too difficult to stall.
Well, it's risky if something goes wrong here.
It is risky.
But he does have a reroll. It's not so bad.
I think it's okay.
I
3
think
die.
you're okay. Oh, surfs for fun.
Easy peasy surfs. It's a 2 die. Why not? Goodbye, Mr. Dorf. He's alright though.
Is would have broken on Astrogranite like the more advanced form of Thick Skull would have saved him?
I don't know. These memes are too advanced for me. I'm old now.
Poor Ben.
I'm too old for this now.
Will we see piling on, perhaps?
Well, first we have to see the knockdown because your head somehow
I think I'm just
stunned.
fast.
Piling on.
Too fast, too furious.
Fast Dorf. KO'd.
Oh, here he goes.
Yep.
From downtown.
Makes
Fails
the
the jump.
dodges. And here we go. Fails the GFI. Rip. Dwarf. He tried.
Rip in pepperoni.
I just like how the skeleton is just standing there being a skeleton and the dwarf charges at him like full force, like ah, and then just lies down next to him.
Not taking greed blocks 0 out of 10.
Scoring to tie the game though. 10 out of 10.
No, man, you have to greed out on AP9 Thick Skull.
Yeah, duh.
So that's the first game. It was a tie, as you might expect a Dwarf versus Khemri in the Rain game to be, but it wasn't 0-0, which was the surprising part.
Yeah, and that was really funny. We still have 1 turn from the dwarves, so we'll see what they do.
Oh, sorry. It's actually 2-1, the Dwarves 1 turn.
Yeah, the dwarven 1 turn. Yeah, it's real.
In the Rain.
Yeah. I want to see what the dwarves do, but yeah, that was a fun game. We'll take a look at the other results of Div 6 after this. 1 turn attempt. and then we'll watch a different game. It looks like he's actually setting up to attempt it, dude. Oh, next reroll for the Khemri. Not that I need it.
I don't think it's technically possible without both frenzies. No, it is.
It is, but the first thing being a both down doesn't help. Instant pile on. I mean, why not, I guess, right?
Now you're ahead of me. How does it feel?
Good. Turns out it doesn't matter because I'm the one streaming it, so I can't spoil them. It's doable. You can do it with Dwarfs. You can do it with Movement 6, with all 11 players without Frenzy. You can do it with Dwarves easier with Frenzy, but it's still very difficult and requires like a lot of GFIs and all kinds of nonsense. Not only GFIs on the players that are getting pushed, but GFIs to like get people into position. It's certainly not easy. Vanity pass.
0 failed pickups.
Easy peasy. Khemri versus Dwarfs in the rain, and the ball never failed to get picked up, which is really funny.
Even the vanity pass worked out.
Oh, man. MVP on the Longbeard, who wasn't leveled, so we'll see another guard there probably, but that is a story for next week. So we look at the results from this week for Div 6.
Yes, and then... Yes, go ahead.
So we have Orcs versus Chaos. We predicted an Orc win, but we got a 1-1 tie, so no results, no points for either of us there. Beastman MVP into a level. The Chaos had 67 successful blocks to the Orcs 39. Orcs sustained a ton of KOs, but not a lot of casualties. Looks like just a giant scrum fest that nobody could really get anything accomplished in, honestly.
Yep, they just bashed the hell out of each other for however many turns are in a Blood Bowl game, and just called it a day.
However many. Elements of Style and the Bad QB squad, we had Wood Elves versus Underworld. We predicted a Wood Elf win here, and we were both correct with a 2-1 win for the Elements of Style over the Bad QB squad. Let's see. 19 armor breaks. 7 KOs sustained and 1 casualty sustained. So the elves got pretty beaten up, but you know, when it turns out you have like a one-turner like that, scoring is not really that much of a problem.
Yep, that's true.
So we got the 2 touchdowns for the Wood Elves. The catcher, who probably scored, I imagine, gets the MVP. Yeah, he got 2 touchdowns, it looks like. Or no, he got 1 touchdown in the MVP. So 1 touchdown from the... we go 1-1 and then 1 touchdown from the one-turner. Puts that in the favor of the Wood Elves.
For sure. And then we have Rouge's Gallery versus Great Cold Ones. You predicted the Norse. I predicted the Chorfs. And the Norse did in fact win, so you further gain a lead.
Yay, me winning!
Looks like pretty clean game. The Norse possessed the ball for most of it. It turns out the ball was not possessed for large portions of it.
Well,
76 block for the Norse,
blocks.
45 for the Chorfs. So a lot of blocking, a lot of hitting. Norse not really breaking. Neither were the Chorfs, but that's more expected.
I feel like the Norse kind of played the control game better, probably with all those blocks. They kept the Dwarves down, and they didn't take as many in return. They didn't break. Certainly helping, but I feel like they sort of out-tempo or out-controlled the Dwarves a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like the maybe the armor rolls were a bit kind to the Norse. They had 67% successful blocks, or successful armor rolls, which against a team that sports a bunch of Mighty Blow is a little high. Next up, we have Lizards versus Vamps. We both predicted the Lizards because Lizards counter Vamps, and spoilers, the Lizards won.
Yep. The Vamps got nothing but an MVP for SPP, sadly.
The Loner Skink got MVP and could not be found, so was not purchased. The average race Joes were in complete control of this, it looks like.
Yeah, 19
Not a
blocks.
ton of injuries inflicted, but 6 KOs. So
Yeah, 19 versus 57 blocks. 8 KOs sustained for the Vamps, so 2 of them from biting, 4 casualties sustained. 1 of them from biting, presumably. Looks like the Lizards just kind of ran roughshod all over the Vamps, which was mostly to be expected, honestly.
yeah, you look at the Lizards D6 page, you can see why they rolled basically no dice. When Lizards are in control, they don't have to take risks beyond block dice, so
Yeah, almost
hard
none.
hard to turn them over.
Yep.
We saw Hufflepuff Heroes versus Rage Dwarf. We had predicted the Dwarves would win. We both did, and it was a tie, so nothing for either of us.
No points there. Economy of Scale and Fogmire Fen Beasts. So we've got the Lizard Mirror. And what did we predict here? So we predicted Rolling Red would win this one, which I believe was the Fogmire Fen Beasts, right?
Yes, so we were wrong.
Certainly were. So we both were wrong. Both lose points there. Economy of Scale 2-0ing in the mirror. Both skinks with MVPs that level them up, which is kind of cool. I'm surprised that Economy of Skill won that, though. 57 successful blocks for Fogmire Fen Beasts, 27 for Economy of Scale, and Economy of Scale still 2-0'd Fogmire.
Yep, despite sustaining 6 KOs, 4 injuries, and 1 death.
That would have been perhaps potentially interesting to take a look at, too. I'm sad I didn't look at this before. I just thought, Lizard Mirror, it'll be boring, and then looking at the stats, perhaps.
And I think Economy of Scale, we predicted they would lose because they had more battered skinks and stuff. So yeah, that's an interesting result. Great job, Furl. I'm curious how that came about. And then we have Lizards versus Welfs. You were right again. So
more points for me. I predicted the Lizards. Although to be fair, I think both of these were like, I'll be spicy and pick the other one, and not really like having a ton of confidence. Probably a little bit of luck.
MVP, dead strip ball war dancer tells the tale. I feel.
Yeah, Jeff taking a bit of a beating there. 7 casualties sustained, 4 KOs, and 2 deaths. I feel like we might have a bit of a battered Wood Elf team after this one.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. On 31 blocks. Jesus, what?
Yeah.
13 armor breaks produced 5 Kaz and 2 death and 2 KO. That is insane.
The dice were... The armor and casualty dice were certainly in favor of the Lizards here.
Oh man, so much SPP. 13, 16, 18, 24 SPP for the Lizards.
That's a good game for the Lizards and a really bad game for Jeff. Sorry, man. Well,
Jeff failed 65% of his armor rolls.
Jeff had 3 elves in a tree for the entire second half of the game, apparently.
Wow. Sorry, dude. That's really brutal.
If we look at the leaderboard after that week for Div 6, we've got the Elements of Style and MyStays up at the top with a 3-0-0 record so far. So only undefeated team, or the only winning team, I guess. There are 2 other undefeated teams in Rage Dwarf and Dead Wrestler Society with a 2-1 record. So they're certainly close to pulling that one spot off. Got Rouge's Gallery in the average race shows, the 201, and then smattering of 111s, 102s, etc. Poor bad QB squad in Buzzard, 295 down there with the 003. Hopefully things, and Rolling Red as well with the 003, so hopefully things turn around for them in the coming weeks.
Yeah, they've had a rough start for sure.
Speaking of coming weeks, we've got some predictions for week 4, right?
We do. Let me flip to a clean page.
Clean. So we've got all Orc and no play versus the Hufflepuff Heroes. So that Khemri team that we just saw versus all Orc and no play, the Orc team with the silly naming scheme.
We do. What do we think here? All Orc and no play. Where are they at?
Highly developed blitzers, a bit of a bench, a lot of black Orcs.
So not a lot of guard, only 3. So they're going to have some troubles versus the Tomb Guardians for strength. But they do have the strength 5 Black Orc, which is nice.
I don't care, man. I gotta go to Khemri at this point. It doesn't matter what I really think. The Khemri are heroes. We're picking Khemri.
I mean, you're picking Khemri. I'm going to pick Orcs.
All right, sure. I mean, honestly, I think the Orcs are our favorite here, but the Khemri are heroes, so I got to show some support to the Khemri. Fogmire Fen Beasts and Bioware for Life. So we've got Rolling Reds Lizards, and I think that's the Vamp team, right?
It is indeed.
Well, once again, we got Lizards versus Vamps, and we've seen how that goes in previous matchups.
Vamps are down their only dirty player and their only mighty blow.
And the Lizards are, we've got a movement busted Saurus. No Crocsgore for the Saurus currently.
And no bank to buy one either.
I don't know that Seth Rogen left. So that's a good question. The Vampires are going to get 120k in inducements, right?
More, because there's one rookie skink too.
So I'm going to get 180k in inducements? Skinks are 60, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 180k in inducements? That's a wizard.
Yeah, that's a wizard. Unfortunately, that means you're playing Vamps with 0 bench. Gonna be a bit interesting for sure.
Are they 0 bench? Are they down players?
Yes, they have 11 players.
Yeah, 11. That's rough. I
think I want to give this to the Lizards. They actually have a ton of Mighty Blow. If there was ever a game for Rolling Red's Frenzy, Mighty Blow, Saurus to do damage, this was it.
Well, Rolling Red hasn't been doing well so far in the division, so there's a little bit of a lack of confidence there. But this is probably the game that I think he can turn it around. Maybe he can build up his confidence again with this one.
Yep.
I think I want
not appoing a guard Crocs is interesting. I would appo that in most games. In any game that wasn't a must-win game.
I think I'll give it to Rolling Red too. I think the Lizards are just favored in this one. Maybe we can see a win from him. We've got Dead Wrestler Society and Rouge's Gallery. So that's the really high TV Lizards. And the why can't I find them?
Yes, Draenar's Lizard team with all of the break tackle in the world.
And against the 1800 Chaos Dwarfs. Oof.
Chorfs are tough for Lizards traditionally, and that is a lot of Claw Mighty Blow. I think I'm going to give this to the Chorfs.
Yeah, and the Claw Mighty Blow piling on guy has a pending level too, so there's even more there. It's 1800, 1870. I think that there's just so much Claw Mighty Blow that it might be a little hard for the Lizards. There's a lot of guards. Maybe they can do something there, but I feel that the Claw Mighty Blow will probably do a thing, and we'll have to give this one. We'll give this one to the Chorfs. They are going to be outguarded by the Lizards, surprisingly, and with strength advantage, that actually makes a pretty big difference. But if the Chorfs can get a removal or two, which shouldn't be too difficult, I think
they're not outguarded. They have 5 to 4, but I mean they're outstrength certainly. They're aggressively outstrength.
Yeah, strength. Well, like they're even in guard and they're outstrength, so it's like the scrum might go in favor of the Lizards, but
yeah, it's all about the Chorfs getting on attack first and causing some damage. If they can cause some LOS damage in that first turn, it'll very quickly swing to the in their favor.
I think a couple of good removals, it'll be a pretty heavily favored match. So we've got
battered Wood Elves.
Yeah, foul targets in the bad QB squad. So we've got the 12-10 Underworld.
I'll be right back, sir.
Oh, sure, no problem. We get the 12-10 Underworld. We do have the Mighty Blow piling on, but no tackle piece. Against Jeff's Wood Elves, which I imagine are looking a little rough currently. So we're down a War Dancer. We've got the tree. We still got the frenzy plus Adu War Dancer, which is good. We got the 3 catchers. And we've got the thrower. So like we've got the pieces that are required to win this. We've got the War Dancer and we've got some catchers and we've got a good thrower. We've got the tree, the block tree. So this isn't as crazy as expected. The Underworld are going to get a bit of inducements here. So plus 40k for a Goblin. They're going to be at 1250. Jeff is going to be at plus another 210, right? So 1560. So the Underworld get like 300k, which is not insignificant. The only thing I'm concerned about is their utter lack of tackle. They have no tackle, so it might be difficult to deal with some of those players.
I have returned. Sorry.
Oh, not a problem. I was just saying that Jeff's team isn't as bad as we expected. I mean, there's a dead War Dancer, obviously, so he's only got one, but he's still got the good thrower, he's still got the catchers, he's still got the Agi War Dancer, and so, you know, the loner linemen, it happens with Wood Elves. And the Underworld have no tackle, so that might be a problem, despite them getting a bunch of inducements here.
It is definitely going to be a problem. I would give this to a battered Wood Elf team any day. Underworld just don't have the skills you need to deal with it. They have a tentacle troll, right?
Yep, they have a tentacles block claw mighty blow troll.
So I mean that's a really good troll, and it will be a kind of essential piece for if he does net a win, but with 0 tackle. Unless the Skaven lineman is probably about to pick up tackle. He's already wrestle, so he'll have 1 tackle. But yeah, not going to get a lot done otherwise.
I think I'm going to give it to Jeff. It's going to be closer than it probably normally would be without the other War Dancer, but I think he's got the pieces required to score enough before the Underworld are capable of actually hurting you.
Truth.
So we got Economy of Scale and Respectable Gents. So that is the 1680 Chaos, who are a ton of movement spam, but they're getting there, certainly.
Versus Furl's Battered Lizards. It's got MNG'd Saurus.
Yeah, and none of the sort, like, there's so little block on the
And he just experienced the Saurus death, as I recall.
0 Saurus block. The skinks are really good. That's not exactly what you want on a 1400 lizard team, is to have good skinks and no Saurus.
No, it is most certainly not.
So I think I'm going to give this one to Chaos. We don't actually have any Claw Mighty Blow, but we've got movement and we've got tackle, surprisingly, and they outblock the lizards, which I think is going to help. And there's a bit of Mighty Blow. I mean, if this was a normally developed Chaos team, I think this would be really in favor of the Chaos, but because they have all that like stat spam, it might actually not be as easy for them because they're missing stuff like Block and Claw. But I think I want to give this to Chaos still. Just the being 1400 lizards with no...
I'm going to back my scaly bros and contest this then.
Sure, why not? Might as well be spicy somewhere. So we've got Rage Dwarf and the Elements of Style. So we've got the undefeated MySpace team going up against the also undefeated Dwarf team.
Ooh, that's a game to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we just watched it. We just watched both of those teams, so maybe not. But Dwarfs versus Wood Elves, it's the kind of game where I expect the Wood Elves to win, but at a cost usually.
Yeah, if I can catch it live, I'll try to stream it because we're not doing regular viewing next week. If I can see this one live, I'd like to. So feel free to let me know when your games are, and I'll try and get to them. But that's a lot of tackle on the 1740 Dwarf team, and so that's a 1790 Wood Elf team.
And a lot of guards, so once they cage up, it's going to be hard to pop that ball loose.
Yeah, we do have the strip ball tackle War Dancer. We've got a good thrower. Got some really good catchers. The one turner.
Yeah, but the strip ball doesn't work against sure hands. So.
Yep. We've got the really good one turner. I think that one turner is going to make a lot of difference in this game. If you just keep scoring and prevent the dwarves from actually hitting you, you'll be in good shape. But if you get into a drive where the dwarves spend a lot of time punching, you might be in trouble. I don't know. I really don't know. This is
Come on, you gotta pick one.
I know this is a tough decision though.
I know who I think is gonna win.
I'm gonna give this one to my stays and the Welfs.
That's what I was gonna say too.
It's debatable. It could be close. It could go either way, and my stays might lose some players here, honestly. But I think he's got just enough of an edge to eke it out over the.
He does have
Dwarves.
no bench against a bunch of Mighty Blow though.
Yeah.
To make it interesting, I'll pick the Dwarves. How bad can my my point deficit get?
Sure. And we have average rate. I've got a bit of a buffer anyway, right? So it's fine if I'm wrong once or twice. Average Race Joes and the Great Cold Ones. So we've got, is this another lizard matchup? Because there's a lot of lizards in this division.
No, that's Eyes and
Norse,
Mike's Norse, yeah.
So we've got Average Rice and his 1600 lizards versus Eyes and Mike's 1600 Norse. It's a very standard lizard team, block and guard.
Some mighty blow to do work against the Norse.
And then a weird Norse team with like agi and plus movement and stuff.
Yes, and a block claw mighty blow Yeti that will be clutch in this match.
He's also
I like Norse in the lizard Norse matchup. There's the Dauntless on the runners that does work. The frenzy makes it hard for the lizards to base up as freely. Too easy to serve, too easy to push out of position.
He is actually 1700 because he's missing 2 linemen. So the lizards will get 100k, but that's the lizards with 100k is like babes, basically.
Yeah, like what are you gonna? You can get a bribe, I guess. I'd consider a bribe. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. I'd consider dropping a rookie skink. No, I wouldn't. If he did drop a rookie skink, though, he'd get a wizard, which is pretty nice against AV7, it must be said. Especially with an Agi 4 skink for recovery. I think if you wanted to win this game and you have the money to buy one back, I'd and he does. So I'd consider dropping Justin Redmond the second. Or even cycling a developed one you don't like very much. I didn't look if he had any.
Well, what are we going with then? Norm, this is also a difficult.
I want to give this to the Norse.
This is also a difficult one. I was thinking Norse too, mostly because I think that Yeti is going to be monstrous in this matchup. The Agi piece is going to be good. Frenzy is going to be good, but like, Average Race Joe is Average Race is a good player, and this is a solid lizard team. Like, this is the most like standard lizard team you could think of. Like, this looks like a tournament built lizard team, right? Like block plus agi. Like it's very difficult to count him out in any situation, honestly. But I think I want to give this one to the Norse just because I think in general the Norse lizard matchup is nice for Norse.
Okay, so we'll both pick Norse.
Okay, and I will bring up the title briefly so that we can jump into our REL 7 game.
I'm gonna keep you up until like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm already exhausted. It's cool. Whatever. I don't have much to do tomorrow other than chores. I can sleep in. It's cool.
Mr. Kakengrad. Is that not his coach name? Oh, I just put it in the wrong field.
Yep. So we're gonna watch the Mesozoic Mighty Men and Yeti to Conquer. Now that I've started the game, or at least it's loading, I can bring it back into the game so you won't have seen the results while we wait for this to load up.
You're gonna pause as soon as you can?
Mm-hmm. Gotta get to a coin flip, etc. Okay, we are paused.
I am also paused.
From the Norse point of view?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, 3, 2, 1, play.
So Cake has a wizard. The Norse have the fame. And Norse are defending first. The mighty so Cake chose to receive versus Norse.
The mighty Mizo Cake.
I'm really tired.
Me too.
It's been a really long day.
Certainly has.
And my clan game was emotionally exhausting on every possible level.
I understand.
That is an asymmetrical setup, to say the least, from the Norse.
Now I actually have to play mine because, you know, it matters a lot. I still don't really have a nailed down schedule because my opponent is like, well, I don't know if I can play Saturday because I might have surgeries. I presumably he's a doctor or something. And he can't play on weekdays until after 11 p.m. my time, which is a little unreasonable. And so right now we're potentially playing Sunday, but that's the best we have.
High kick for the lizards. I did skip it though, so
That's fine. Move the skink.
And the skink does not catch it.
Nope.
Some line blocks from Cake.
Boink, one down. Number 2. Another Norse down.
Didn't quite maximize these blocks, but it's working out okay. Didn't want to commit too much to the LOS is what I imagine happened here.
Just push.
I bet we see a blitz.
Really? You think the Blood Bowl player is going to blitz at some point during his turn?
He's probably going to blitz Wayne the Wicked. Oh no, he's blitzing the Dodge Bees.
Oh,
Relying on the guard and the block to keep those two Saurus safe, based up against the linemen. A fairly safe bet, if we're honest.
Using the tackle and the dodge makes a bit of sense too.
Sure hands doing work.
Yep. Off goes the skink. Not only am I like tired, but like my jaw is tired from talking so much. Like I feel like my jaw muscles are sore. Like is that a thing
so
that
Ben,
can happen?
who would blitz? Yes, of course it is. They're muscles. Who would you blitz here, Ben? And who would you blitz with? Oh, he actually goes for the plus strength. I thought you'd go with the Yeti. We did, in fact, just look at Div 6, my stats. We did a replay review, and we did predictions. Ben predicted you, and I predicted the lizards, mostly for fun.
Don't let me down.
The dwarves, rather, the dwarves.
Don't let me down.
In my heart of hearts, I feel like my stays is probably going to beat the dwarves.
I mean, if anybody's got a good matchup against silly elves, it's dwarves, but...
So the Norse are giving up some blocks here. This could turn around to bite them in the ass, especially with the limited bench.
Yeah, and...
oh, never mind. They don't have a limited bench
Armor 7.
in this. I'm thinking of a different Norse team.
I mean, I did predict that the dwarves are going to beat you up, but I also predicted that you'd win.
Yeah,
regardless.
Both of us are extremely convinced the dwarves are going to beat the living hell out of you. It's just whether or not you will win in and around that ass beating was the contentious point.
Yeah. I think you'll be able to score enough that the dwarves won't be able to keep up, but I also think you'll lose half your team.
Conservatively. Norse standing up, having taken the beating remarkably well. No removals yet on the lizards. Oh, and an AV break, but just a stun on the guard. But that is a clutch piece down for a turn.
Yeah, the guard is a big deal. I believe in you, my stays. Also,
Hit coming in on... Oh. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's now my mission in life to collect a my stays Pokemon because everyone seems to have one and I want one.
Very greedy of you.
I know.
The Mighty Blow not doing anything against the AV9 Tacklesaurus.
Spinosaurus
Wild Animal. Okay. Yep, and Wild Animal has worked, so he was able to...
Reposition?
Which is good. You really want the Yeti at least somewhat relevant. Surprised he's not blitzing more with him. I think it's worth the risk while the Lizards are playing this very safe game to try to pick off an isolated Saurus with the Claw Mighty Blow. With the block, he's much less of a turnover machine, and there's been an exposed Tacklesaurus hanging out here for a while.
Threatening the surf, but, you know, Norse are also frenzy, so you gotta be careful with this positioning. That should probably do it.
That is a really rough bonehead.
Yeah, that's not
does not allow him to get the guard involved. Lizards are completely committing to this left-hand flank. Could be in a bit of trouble if a block goes poorly here. And you've got to take the block, because if you don't, then... Ooh, that's spicy. Couple of casual 3+ dodges to get a 2-die out of this.
You're slightly ahead of me. 2-die just happens.
Rewarded with a stun. Yep.
Armor 7 being Armor 7. Now we go over into
Still
the
no
Norse.
removals though.
Well, we've got a tackle Mighty Blow piling on hit on that skink that did the dodges through.
And we're gonna take it. Spoilers.
Yeah, here we go. Crunch doesn't even need the tackle, just fight pow. Armor
and
break.
he's dead.
Rip. That's, expected. Expose a skink against tackle mighty blow. Skink dies. That's how this works.
Wild animal is a thing this time.
Well, 50-50. Made one, failed one. Seems about right.
Runner, or the thrower, rather.
'Cause
Norse
they
throwers,
exist.
not used to seeing them. Yep. Getting himself out of trouble, blocking off the Saurus. He's still servable, but it would be much more challenging. And we're going to see a foul coming in on this block Saurus.
Dirty player. You got a bench. Utilize it.
Only a stun, but no send.
It's a reasonable stunt. Just prevents one more player from taking away assists and stuff there.
Anytime you can stun a lizard, you are pretty happy with it.
Yep. Push back the thrower. We find a pal on the lineman. Down he goes.
That Croc's just not doing anything.
Yeah. Who is that? What is your name? Your name is Ankylosaurus Andy, and you're a useless dinosaur.
Ooh, finally gets one of the Norse. Injury on the Blodge runner.
Fan
Badly
fun
hurt.
device.
He's fine.
Well, 1 for 1 so far. Even playing field in terms of players currently on the pitch, but the Norse do have a bench. So do the Lizards, actually.
Slightly repositioning the ball here. I do not believe there's a hit on it, even if you run around the boneheaded Crocs.
He could double GFI, I think, to do it with the Yeti.
Yeah, that seems fun. Again, not blitzing with the Yeti, not utilizing that natural claw mighty blow. He has done literally nothing. I mean, you don't expect him to do a lot on defense. He's very much an offensive LOS block kind of tool, but you do want to try to utilize him as much as possible.
Yeah, especially against lizards, where the claw mighty blow is really serious, like a really, really serious threat.
Yeah. In most cases, you're not going to prevent the lizards from scoring very easily. You should be focused on damage, I feel. Ooh, that's a fireball.
Spicy fireball.
It is a 5-man attrition fireball against Norse that
Deadeye Dan is
immediately
injured.
gets AV busted even.
Another down, and then the resists elsewhere, but...
Not an amazing fireball. Did not get the key pieces he needed, but did get a removal and gets a KO right after that. So the attrition game very strongly favoring the lizards so far.
Yeah, it begins.
One dead skink to 2 injuries and a KO.
Threatening a surf on Vargal Avoid, the lineman there.
It must be said, AV busting the dirty player is actually pretty big. Norse are very foul happy, so removing that threat is
yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Makes AV9 fouling much less attractive. Getting a bit of a kind of a messy side cage here should be pretty safe. Not a lot of Norse players in this area, and this break tackle dodge that he did through does screen off well from this side.
Here comes a Yeti. He's doing it.
Yeti is coming in.
Push.
Yeti has mighty claw push.
Yep, that's a thing I know all too well. Mighty push is real.
But yeah, Triceratops Terry right now is being an absolute unit and just holding down the Norse players from repositioning in front of this push.
Absolute unit. In awe of the size of this lad.
Oh, and the wolf does what the Yeti could not, and even breaks armor. It's
Yep. Just a stun though, but that's still pretty good. Take a stun.
Agi3 dodges work about as often as expected. Ooh, and commits the reroll to the 4+ dodge. Does not work out though.
Surprising.
It's because there are only a couple of turns left, and he hasn't used a reroll yet.
I suppose that's true.
3 rerolls, 4 turns. He was willing to risk it, especially because he had pro. So if he made the 4+ and failed the 3+, he could have pro'd it.
You are ever so slightly ahead, but not by much.
I have paused as the lizards are moving up the flank.
Lizard just moved. Guard lizard is moving now. He is done moving.
Skink is moving up. Yeah, okay.
Got a little bit of a lizard cage going on. Saurus
Lizards
walls.
do love their cage. Getting the Crocs involved on the Mighty Blow Ulf. Likely to eat a block, but does limit the Norse options in the meantime. Yeah. Oh, no, we're going to blitz him. That makes sense. Just a push, and chooses not to keep him on the Crocs, but to follow up. So, giving up a block. Oh, that was a 5+ Lizard dodge. He's trying to dodge him off of Claw Mighty Blow, which is sensible.
Yeah, especially since you've done everything else already. I don't know if I would have re-rolled, but I suppose once again you have a bunch of them.
3 rerolls, 3 turns, yep. I would have re-rolled because that was his only opportunity to spend that reroll.
Yep.
Now, I would love to see a Yeti blitz from downtown on this Crocs.
From downtown? I doubt it'll happen.
It's even a GFI on the second one. I just always want to see a Yeti blitz. Fails the wild animal, and it was a 4+, so it was not a blitz.
Punching the Saurus.
As expected.
Probably, who do we blitz? We're going to blitz the Crocs, I guess.
Or Mighty Blow palm hit on the Crocs. Crocs does not break. Will we see it piling on? We will.
Might as well. You're not going to stop the Saur at this point. Best
Sadly, sometimes AV9 is AV9.
Yeah, the best he really could have done was blitzing one of the corner cages, and that would have been uphill. Not great. So I think the Crocs hit. Just hope you get lucky. Makes sense to me.
Ooh. Cake is sideline caging here.
Yeah, stalling out. Sideline
caging versus frenzy pieces is a risky business, as they say.
Well, if you can screen off the Saurus from the Ulf, the Ulf won't be able to surf the Saurus, but currently it is not. But we still have the
Roxagore Blitz does not 1 in 9.
Surprised he did that before he stood up Brachiosaurus Bill.
Because he's not planning to stand up the Saurus on Claw Mighty Blow block. That's why. That does make the surf a bit harder.
No, the other one.
Saurus dodge.
He stood up Brachiosaurus Bill, the one that's next to the Crocs and the guard piece after the blitz. Because if he didn't do that, he would have not. He would have just left the Ulf free. And he did that before the Crocs blitz, which is a little dangerous.
We finally get a Yeti blitz on the Croxagore, and he even gets
a knockdown. Claw
Mighty Blow. Big skill.
Yep. There was a play to try and surf Skink, but I don't know or he sidestepped. Never mind. There was not a play.
There was a play to surf a Saurus. Maybe with some guard, he might have had to red diet.
You would have had to red diet. So
jump up.
I feel like the Croc splits was good. You kind of just have accepted that your opponent is going to score here and just see if you can get some damage.
Yeah. Which he currently cannot. Oh, never mind.
Piling on.
Stegosaurus, he gets an injury. I would have considered Apoing a Strength 5 badly hurt. Maybe Cake is more interested in surviving the attrition, though.
Well, with the Claw Mighty Blow existing, it's pretty scary.
It is true. Does get to hit something here before he scores, which is always nice.
No result,
but does not get anything from it. Yep.
Gotta stack up those rushing yards.
Yeah, but he didn't double back to glitch out the skink, so 2 out of 10.
Are you skipping things?
No.
Okay, just making sure you're not skipping.
The cheerleaders just finished their dance.
Alright, 2 dead and injured. Does the KO return?
He does.
Yep.
Does the dead skink return? No.
Stays dead, unfortunately. Well,
living is a binary state.
Iron Master will still get a turn of punches here, so maybe we can utilize the Yeti to get something done.
Sorry, I'm going to roll the minors divisions in my second monitor while we do this, because I forgot to do it.
That's fine.
Oh, actually, no, I have to pop out of the recap real quick. Someone wants to play their game. I'll catch up.
Not a problem. You're normally ahead anyway.
It's true. Well, I can't spoil things if I'm not watching.
That's true. Setting up on the line. Just trying to maximize some blocks here. Can wait. Is he surfable? Can we surf him from here? We can. You can surf that guy because so much frenzy. That's really funny. I hope he does it.
It's a lot of pushes to expect, but it is possible. This is why you don't set up at the farthest point against Norse.
Yeah, throwing a rock KOs a skink.
Who cares?
He'll probably come back anyway. Yeah, he's gonna need to get like what 4 or 5 pushes, but it's doable. Oh, instant armor break on Spinosaurus Stanley, and just a KO, but that could be a big deal. If some of these don't come back, the Norse are gonna have an awful advantage going into the second half. All right, are we going for it? No, we're just we're blitzing the Saurus, or we're blitzing Skink, and fails the GFI. Elects to not go for double fails. Snake has the GFI. Tries to use the piling on mighty blow tackle guy to hit a Skink. Just double ones. Doesn't even
no armor break though, so
doesn't even block with the Yeti.
Rip.
All right, well, do these KOs return for half number 2? They do not.
I think I would have prioritized. I think I would have prioritized the Yeti, especially as he has block.
I would have too. Well, both KOs stay out, which is going to leave Cake with 4 Saurus for this drive, which is no less than ideal. Only 8 players. That's a lot of Norse on the line. Here's the kick, and we get quick snap. And put him right under the ball. I don't think that is going to change much for his actual blocks. He can move forward a bit. Oh, fails the catch, sadly. Here come the line blocks. Block number 1. Oh, frenzy with the Ulf. We find a POW on the second attempt. Armor break the Saurus is just a stun, but still, that leaves Cake with 3 Saurus for his next turn. And we're still going to get line blocks on a couple of them. Oh, here's a push from the first attempt. Frenzy block. Gives us a both down, so that Saurus is alright, but he's marked up on some Norse players. Alright, we've got the blitz incoming. I assume we're going to try to hit that skink with this tackle guy. I hope we don't fail this time. No, we're going to hit the Saurus and not risk the failure. Pros the double push into a POW. We find the knockdown and pile on. Armor break into a stun. So this leaves the lizards with 2 Saurus capable of doing anything next turn. Both of them are marked up. Put the ball in the hands of the Norse. Oh, the Yeti rolls a both down skull on a block Saurus, so doesn't get the second attempt with the frenzy, and the Saurus stays on his feet.
Unfortunate. I am getting back into the replay now.
Cake has to reroll with a skink block on alignment because of both down, but he is rewarded with a KO'd lineman from a skink block.
Skinks can perform block actions. People forget that sometimes.
Casual 5+ Saurus dodge into a blitz on the Ulf. It is break tackle, so it's fine, but he rolled a 6, so he didn't even need to use it. Knock over the Ulf, and just a push from the other Saurus. It's basically Cake's entire movement. Like, he's only got 2 Saurus capable of doing things this turn.
Yep, this is what happens when the tempo swings towards the Norse.
Oh, a bunch of stunty dodges attempted and a knocked out skink as the result of that.
I finished my admin duties.
Welcome back. We're just starting turn 10 for Iron Master.
It's gonna take me a bit to catch up.
That's fine. You can skip a bit. Or press like the button to skip forward. Blitz
Yes, but
from
it is
wheels.
not speedy.
Try number 2 does knock over the Saurus. And an armor break. And Tyrannosaurus Ted is KO'd. That's another Saurus off the field. Down to 3 Saurus for kick, which is non-ideal as a lizard player, to say the least. Another block onto a Saurus. This one's okay, but both Saurus are on the floor. Jump
You're a
up
bit ahead of me. I'll like try to skip stuff for a while.
Jump up works into a 1 die on the skink, which he gets the both down and then piles on into no result. So it was a lot of good dice into not good dice.
Truth.
First action cross block, but we find the knockdown and it puts him in a slightly better spot. Break tackle Saurus standing up and blitzing.
Oh, I think I'm caught up to you. He just finished the blitz.
Yeah, gets the knockdown.
No armor break on the strength up lineman.
Skink dodge. We're going for a foul and we're already down players,
Ooh,
but
this is aggressive. He's going to try to punish the piling on, and he does not.
and get sent off for it. That's a risk. I mean, I understand you got to try some risky things when you're down this many players, but it's, you know, it's a risk and it didn't pay off. Norse are just going to basically free to move forward as they will here. Wild Animal works. Moving forward with the Yeti. Just basically marking up some source, as we have the players to do so now. Who are we handing off to? The guard Ulf? Oh, because we want hit a level. I see. Make the catch, not a problem. Tackle blitz onto the skink, finds the POW. No armor break. But we leave tackle on the skink.
A sensible decision.
Makes sense. Elects not to stand up the guy that's next to the Mighty Blow Croxagor, which is also a sensible decision.
Cake is unlikely to foul with his only remaining skink. Ooh, does get a KO on Eric the Enraged.
Catching up a little bit, but he's still quite behind. I don't think there's anything to do to stop the score.
No, and if you're Yeti to Conquer, if you're Iron Master, you score quickly here because this is winnable.
Yeah. I think you just take this touchdown, not only because it's winnable, but also because it levels your Ulf.
Oh, and that's a failed dodge from a skink. 1 in 9 failure.
He's alright.
Yeah, that skink is made of steel. If you could break that skink before going and scoring here, I'd be very willing to try.
Looks like we're setting up for a Crocs block before we score, which is
Oh, that's sensible. You're gonna get a easy 2 die, and you've got rerolls, and you're not gonna go for a foul here because that would be silly.
I suppose as long as you have the reroll, it's alright. How long?
I might have gone for the Yeti block instead, but I guess 1 in 36s do happen, and that would be an awful way to lose the game.
And here comes the touchdown, I imagine. Yep.
He zigzags appropriately.
Style points.
You can't hit what you can't see.
You can't see me? Well, the KO rolls here are going to be really critical for Cake.
And I'm not skipping a thing.
So, let's find out.
2 stay out for the Norse.
And all of them stay out for Cake, which is so bad.
Brutal. 4 to 4 fails.
He rolled a 1-3-1-1 for those KO rolls.
What is that? A 6.25% chance, I think?
It's a lot of 50. Yeah. It's not great.
Thanks, mister. I have many maths degrees.
Well, it's 4 50%, right? So it's
It's that number I said, I think.
One in 16. I don't know what that is in percentage. But, yeah, so Cake's setting up on the line with his 5 players. Extra reroll for Iron Master. We've got 1 Skink, 3 Saurus, and 1 Croc to get this done.
I believe. It's gonna need a bit of luck, though, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, that's a stun. Block number 3 results in a knockdown and a number break. It's a KO, actually, which certainly is a start. It helps. Oh, gonna pick up the ball with the Skink, and now what? Croc splits.
Yeah, probably.
Might as
You
well.
don't pass up a free mighty blow hit. Elects to go pow fishing. Is not rewarded, somewhat predictably. But you might base that up anyway. No, probably not, because it is.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Plus, yes, the Croxigore screen shake effect is quite wonderful. We're finally going to see the Yeti blitz we deserve.
I hope so.
It looks like we might. Oh, no, we might be going in with the Ulf based on the
Comes
fact
the
that he
Yeti.
based. Nope. Yeti on the Croxigore.
We do knock him down, but armor 8 holds.
You mean armor 7 plus mighty blow?
Yes, but it's, or I mean 8 plus, not armor 8.
Yes.
I'm tired. Cake blitzes, instant break tackle. Break tackle doing work for him this game.
He does make a hole here.
Hey,
and
blitzes a hole free and marks up the tackle piece. So potato skink time. Here we go.
it is absolutely potato skink time. Committing to the blitz on the Croxigore might have been a mistake here.
I was going to say you blitz the center Saurus, the break tackle one. Is
Yeah,
you push and follow up and be on the skink with the
Ooh, Saurus dodge.
spicy Saurus
Cake.
dodge.
Cake pulling out all the stops here.
Is he gonna quick score this? I don't think that we're gonna have to dodge to do anything with the. Oh, we're not even gonna try to block or block the skink.
The what?
I'm not sure why he elected not to blitz the ball carrier, but okay. He would have had to
Because
dodge
he's
to
feeling
do so.
he can pin him in with tackle, I guess.
He would have had to dodge to do so.
But he could have done a 1-die with the block Yeti even to free up a lineman that could have hit, or 2-die rather. 2-die.
Yeti
Could
injured
have freed
the
up this
Crocs.
lineman.
He certainly would have freed up the lineman if that Yeti block resulted in the same thing.
Well, that is a very fenced-in skink, barring some total skink nonsense. Unlikely to score.
Oh, GFI failure. Into a KO. Well, the skink is really boxed in, but what does Kick do here, right? I think you try.
Yeah, you just try the dodges. You've got no other recourse.
And he makes it. He makes all of them. And Kick goes up 2-1 despite only having 3 players on the field.
Wow.
I think the biggest thing was the blitz on the Crocs. I think I would have blitzed the middle Saurus instead. That might have made
It was a bit
difference.
greedy. Iron Master does get 2 of his knockouts back. I did skip that a bit, so I'll wait here.
Yep, there's the
And
2
Cake
KOs
gets-
turn.
Both of his Saurus back.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
That will help him defend against the Norse 2-turn attempt.
Yeah, and that's not really that easy. Although he does have still quite a bit of a player advantage over Cake. Only having 4 or 5 Saurus and 1 skink, and he's got to put 3 of those on the line. Means he only really has 3 free players, and one of them is the skink.
Yep.
But 2 turn, 2 turns aren't always possible, or they're not always easy. You got to be way more aggressive than normal, a lot less safe. So if your opponent can mark up your scoring threats, then You know, that could be it. Bonk. Here comes the kickoff. Extra reroll for the Norse, which will certainly help in the 2-turn. No, it won't, because they have 4 rerolls and they only have 2 turns.
Turns out Norse don't really need rerolls other than picking up the ball.
All right, we're gonna blitz
Hitting the only skink.
Pro failure.
Reroll. Finally gets it.
After about 6 dice, we injured the skink.
It wasn't about 6. It was exactly 6. Oh, and a niggle. Niggle on his diving tackle skink. Not the end of the world. You probably want to retire that anyway, as I told him to retire it. Oh, double skull for the Yeti. No.
Without having picked up the ball.
Iron Master.
I mean, that's
also burning the reroll. By the way, when you have 2 turns to score on hitting a skink.
I mean,
I don't know what the textbook definition of greed is, but I'm pretty sure that's featured.
I don't think I would have rerolled that, but the I likely injuring the Ulf. I likely would have done the Yeti block.
Movement busted. Oh, into MNG. He's fine.
I likely would have done the Yeti block as well, considering he's block. So I can't fault him for that one. But
I would have done it. I don't think I would have burned the reroll on the.
I would have
done the pickup first, because the only thing that matters is the pickup. So, Cake covering the ball, even though scoring. Oh, it's not impossible. Ironmaster does have scoring threats. He did remember to put scoring threats. So
yeah, he could have had more though.
He could have.
And then there would have been the option of just not being able to mark up all of them because Cake didn't have enough players.
So he did just free one of them up though. So now there is an option here for a red die, which does produce the results he needs. Will we see Sancho Strong ! Be the hero that Iron Master needs to tie this up with a long pass? It is a 5+ pass. Nope. It's a 1.
Oh, I got a 3 and then we rolled it to a 1. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, somehow Cake manages to win this. Mostly on the back of what I think is a little bit of greed from Iron Master that backfired.
Yep, 3 greedy moments, I'd say, that really cost him the match.
Oh, watching it again, you can see what kind of mistakes you made and try to avoid them for next time. Watching your games, especially with other people giving you advice, is a great way to
Cake just
learn.
risked an armor roll on a Saurus dodge to try a Saurus pickup and Saurus pass.
Yeah, why not?
That's featured right below the reroll on the skink in terms of greed. He deserved that Saurus to die on that dodge.
Funnily enough, Drax Pavement Pounder and Tyrannosaurus Ted both pick up MVPs and are incredibly close to leveling, don't actually level from that, which is really funny to me.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, that was a game.
It was indeed.
Shall we look at the other results from this week?
Sure. Everything sounds way more ominous when you say it in that voice, though.
I forgot that I said it
the
that way.
results.
So we had Norse versus Chaos, but it was oh, never mind. Did that? I was told that didn't get played.
I believe it got played at the last minute.
Nope, because these are all these. It's not. I think this admin win may have gotten processed incorrectly or something.
Oh, it might not have been a no, because it's got weird SPP. It's got a pass. Or no, it's just got 2 touchdowns on the same play.
Yeah, it's
what?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't a concede. It was just an admin win for some reason.
So I mean, we can't get a result there, I guess.
Doesn't count.
Nope.
I'll go back to my week 3 predictions. We had predicted the chaos.
Yep, but it doesn't count. So we had Wood Elf versus Nurgle, where we predicted Wood Eld, and we got. Oh, it doesn't matter because it was a concede win, apparently. Never mind. You guys are boring.
Wood United, who is that?
Luke? Is it Luke?
It is, yeah, and he's been AFK for 2 matches now, so I don't know what to do with that is. Wolf of Wall Street and Crawdad Experience. This is the humans versus the Necro, and we both said the Necro, and the humans won.
Yeah, we're wrong. We got an MVP on a Flesh Golem, which is good, and an MVP on a Blitzer, which is also good. Doesn't quite
When it
level
levels him, he gets guard, spoilers. And the Blitzer, Blitzer does not get anything.
63, 2 blocks to 53. 3 KOs, 1 casualty versus 3 casualties. I mean, Necro's trying to play the bash game a bit better, or trying to play bash game over the humans. Humans kind of kept up, but looks like they managed to squeak through and steal a touchdown at some point because they did not have the ball very often.
Yeah, 62 blocks to 10 armor breaks is like dwarf numbers, so I wonder if the block dice for them were really bad. Yeah, 46 pushes to 16 pows. Tells the story of that game.
Yeah, the Necro couldn't get a lot of blocks, couldn't quite get a result they needed, and I feel like the humans squeaked free at one point and just stole a touchdown, basically.
Yeah, or just straightforwardly blocked the Necro from getting the touchdown, maybe screened off well.
Yeah. You did conquer Mesozoic Mighty Men. We saw that. We both predicted the Norse were going to win, and we were both wrong again, so we're not doing very well in Div 7. So here's our first contentious one of the week. We have Orc versus Nurgle, where I predicted Orc, and you predicted Nurgle. Oh, sorry. There's Friendship is Massacre and Archangel's Will, which was played before we did the predictions last week, so we didn't actually give a prediction.
Oh, I was wondering what's going on there. And then, yeah, there was a tie for our contentious pick.
Right, but let's look at Archangel's Will and Friendship is Massacre, because we didn't look at it then when it occurred.
Oh, it's true. 2-1 for Morley. Morley did manage to beat the Wood Elves with his Undead team, which is an impressive feat. That's 7 KOs, 2 injuries. Actually, that's not that much injuries.
You got 2 touchdowns on Twilight Slaughter, an MVP on Apple Boom, and then 2 injuries, 1 on Painbow Dash and 1 on Applejack Hammer. Still 11, 15 SPP. It's not bad for like a team that doesn't score that often in Undead.
Archangel made 5 take root rolls and failed 2 of them.
Take root rolls?
Take root rolls.
Oh.
I think that's what I said.
I heard cake.
Words are hard. Yeah, well, we're both,
I also had rum cake earlier. It was really good.
Rum cake usually is. Pretty rough blocking dice for Archangel. Looks like a lot of both downs. Not that bad, but double both downs to POW ratio. Friendship is Massacre had perfectly average dice. Yeah.
Morley pulls that one out. So we've got, we predicted a win. I predicted a win for the Orcs. You predicted a win for the Nurgle, and they tied. So that's about as contentious as it could be, I guess. Although, if I recall correctly, I think this is one of the ones where I was like, I think this could go either way, and I was really wishy-washy, and I picked the one for Spice, but here we go.
And William Shorkspear the Blitzer was retired. The Frenzy Strip Ball Mighty Blow Tackle Orc Blitzer got injured.
The player was not found. Poor William Shorkspear. Alas,
I remember Doof lamenting it.
Alas, William Shorkspear.
Nurgle tried 2 pass and failed both of them.
Yeah. Well, they got a bunch of SPP though, because there were 4 KOs sustained, 4 casualties sustained by the Orcs, 5 KOs sustained from the Nurgle. Looks like Nurgle outbashed the Orcs a bit, but not enough to cause them to actually win, it seems.
No, the blocking dice were pretty hot for the Nurgle. 12 skulls to 22 pows.
53 blocks to 38, so the Nurgle outblocked the Orcs for sure.
Quite significantly, yes. Doof's blocks also weren't bad. He had 20 defender stumbles to 10 skulls. So both teams did a lot of punching and a lot of knocking down, but the Nurgles stuck and the Orcs did not, as you might expect in the Mighty Blow versus Claw battle.
Then
we have
it was going well for Archangel, but he overcommitted before snaking a pickup, so it caused Friendship with Massacre to score on their defense, which is where the 2-1 came from.
Yeah, 2-1 grinded them because of that. That's unfortunate. We both predicted the Orcs in the Orc versus Lizard, and it was a tie.
We were wrong on literally everything this week.
0 points from Div 7. Thanks, Div 7.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a couple of them were admins, but and that's two ties, but man.
I mean, it's not like I'm less disappointed in them for having admin results.
I suppose that's true. So 1-1, we get an MVP on Javon DeBreaking Joe, which is a little unfortunate because he probably wants to be recycled at some point.
He does.
Angel of Death gets it, though, and that's a good one.
Not really. He's got everything you want, unless he rolls a stat up. Or a double.
I suppose that's true, but
You could give him, like, what? What are you going to give him next? Guard, I guess, for
yeah,
funds.
hope for a double and take jump up. But like it's closer to level, which is good, right? Like it's one where it's helping you get pretty close to a level when it takes a long time to get there. So,
But when it's a level you don't really need. Anyway,
I suppose.
Then we have predictions.
Yeah. Well, Armor Furnace versus Friendship is Massacre. Armor Furnace has no-showed like 3 games in a row now, so I don't know if we should even predict this one. I mean, he was on vacation for the first 2, and then he just no-showed his week 3 game. So I don't know what the what's going on there. Do you
Think about it in the admin chat recently, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if this game does get played, traditionally chaos at this TV tend to start causing some serious damage to undead. There's only one claw, and it is on a warrior, not a
Beastman?
Not a beast.
Quite a bit of Mighty Blow. There is a tackle. Decent amount of block. Only 2 guards. And morally we'll get some inducements out of this. And we've got the Agi players there.
And the Mighty Blow. And the guard. So, like, Morley wins the standing fight, but if the attrition gets to him from the Claw Mighty Blow hits, it could be a problem. So it's going to be all about limiting good Claw Mighty Blow hits.
If he can do well at either removing that Claw Mighty Blow player or at least limiting his ability to actually hit players, I think Morley wins this. But if he's bad about that, then the Chaos will have a good shot. So I think I'll go with Morley on this one. Therefore, the Chaos will win. Although I've been right for Morley, I think almost every time. Were we right this? We weren't right this week, but every other week I was right about him. So.
We didn't predict it this week.
Oh yeah, right. So I've been right 100% of the time with Morley. So maybe the curse is broken. Who knows? Ooh, this will be fun. Or wait, so what's your prediction for Armor Furnace and?
Yeah, I'll go with the Undead. I think the Undead can win it.
Yeah, that's what I believe too.
So then we have Cake versus Doof.
Yeah, I want to see this.
It'll be fun.
Well, we have a much trimmed Doof team in the fact that he's lost several players and several are MNG'd. He's only going to have 3 Black Orcs. He's got 4 Blitzers, but one of them is a brand new rookie. And then we've got... and he's playing against Cake, who also took a bit of a beating. But I don't think any of it was permanent. I think he's going to miss next game on a skink. And yeah, so he's gonna be actually at 1500, whereas Doof will be at
1440 plus an Orc Loner. He is out of Black Orc though, so I mean it's just a rookie Black Orc, so it's not the end of the world. But man, Doof is getting a little battered here.
Yeah, 3 guard. One of those guard is a Black Orc with movement 3. We're out the tackle piece. We only have 1. It's Mighty Blow piling on tackle though, which is certainly good for skink hunting. And he'll have no bench. And we just saw the kind of nonsense that Cake can pull off. So I think I'm going to give this one to Cake. Mostly because I'm excited about how that last game went. And I saw him win. That was fun.
Cake does only have 2 guard, but will have a pretty serious strength advantage. Yeah, I'll give this to Cake too.
And then we have the Crawdad Zydeco experience and the Sons of Sam. So humans... and the Orcs in Lord Teton. So we've got Lord Teton's Orcs. They're 1570. Pretty standard looking Orc team so far. A lot of Blitzer development and not a whole lot else. And then we've got those humans that snuck out a win this week. Why can't I find them?
This has got to be Teton. He's got Mighty Blow spam, which is the bane of AV8's existence. He's got 3 guard to their 1. He's got the strength advantage. This is going to be a real tough match for the humans.
Why? I just can't find the humans on the...
They're on the second page. They're like the second team, I think.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. I'm tired, man. Yeah, I think I want to give this to Teton too. There's only 2 guard for the humans. Turns out Orc Blitzers are generally just, slightly slower but better human Blitzers really when it comes to the bash matchup. This is the very classic orcs versus humans, but these humans are really set up to be the bashy, runny team rather than the passy team, and they're going to get outbashed by orcs, I think.
Truth.
Wood United and Scaled Measures. So we've got Not Nihilok, and we've got Luke 4444.
So that's probably a buy. If not, I'd give it to the Wood Elves, because Wood Elves, like extremely developed Wood Elves, but he's definitely not here.
Yeah, so this same, I think I would do the same. Those are some C areas Wood Elves. It is enough for Slibbly, but those Wood Elves are gross. We've got the Norse Unleashed, or Norse Unleashed and the Rotterhood. Luke's team was stacked.
Hiroto's somewhat battered Agi movement Norse versus somewhat battered is perhaps an understatement. Versus Rotting Snatches, which are the Nurgle team.
Well,
a lot of Mighty Blow on the Nurgle side. That's going to be a bit of a problem. We've got 2 warriors with Mighty Blow, a Beast of Nurgle, and a Pestigore. A lot of damage potential there.
2 claw, it's useless. Hooray!
It's useful on the Oafs and on the Yeti.
Yeah. It was mostly a joke.
No jokes in my stream. Just kidding, it's yours.
I was looking at the wrong Nurgle.
Oh, is that the wrong Nurgle? I was also looking at the wrong Nurgle then.
Yep.
Yep, Rotterhood. Let's look at Rotterhood.
Same thing.
Sorry, guys.
Less claw. More Mighty Blow.
Rotterhood versus Rotting Snatches in our defense. Y'all need better names. Yes, Galactic's team. Galactic has, even more Mighty Blow, even more Guard. Spoilers. I think the Nurgle are going to win. Sorry, Hiroto, but that's a really tough matchup for you.
The Norse have the block advantage, certainly, because there's only 5 on the Nurgle side, but like with the sheer amount of Mighty Blow that exists, I think that might be fairly difficult for Hiroto. Let me try to. I want to look at that team again. He's gonna get a lot for inducements, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's gonna be at 1430. So he gets like 370k, which is not insignificant.
Which is what? Is that Cheney and a wizard? I don't think it's the Cheney and a bribe, maybe.
And the Agi and the stats are going to be certainly helpful, but I think he's going to get outbashed pretty hard and like out controlled, which is if the Agi pieces can do work, I think he can win. But if he gets into a scrum, if he gets into a fight, he is outguarded and out Mighty Blowed. Will probably get out removed. The Nurgle have a massive bench, so they will just like foul all day, every day, and probably aggravate that issue. So I think I'll go with Galactic on this one. Sorry, Hiroto, but I think it's in his favor. We got the other Nurgle team, Rotting Snatches and Archangel's Will. So we've got the 1600 Nurgle with exactly 1 tackle versus the 1960 Wood Elves. Oh dear Lord.
It's a good thing Nurgle inducements are trash.
Yup.
They've got an Agi for Pestigore. That does help.
He doesn't have Sure Hands, though, and there's only 1 guard. Or 2. There's 2 guards, but one of them is the Beast of Nurgle, so it's going to be difficult to cage with him. I think it's going to be pretty easy for Archangel to pop the ball free, and it's going to be really easy for him to score with all those catchers and stuff.
He's got 2 Mighty Blow War Dancers to pick away at the niggled Pestigores.
Yeah, I want to give this to Archangel. He'll probably lose some players to all the Mighty Blow and stuff, but I think he has the tools to just win with the War Dancer. The Nurgle just can't deal with it, right? They've got 1 tackle piece, and he's niggled, right? So if you hit that niggled guy, they are so screwed.
We've agreed on every pick. We have to have a contentious one. The last one has to be different.
Every pick, like, for both divisions?
For this division.
Werewolf of Wall Street and
Necro versus Iron Master.
Well, we've got Iron Master, and we've seen what his games are like as for the last one. He's going to miss...
He does have an
M&G Wolf.
Which is his only guard, which is a bit of a problem, normally. And versus Necro, yeah, I mean, Necro can pick up guard. Let's see what he's got.
Well, he's got 2 guard. And he's got some gross wolves.
Those are just normal wolves. You say this every time. This is just how wolves develop. Those are 5 normals and 1 double. It's statistically average.
Yeah, they look gross though.
Werewolves are just good pieces, it turns out.
Yeah, well, and they're also not really actually that useful considering there's only 2 armor 8 pieces on Iron Master's team currently.
The movement 8 tackle is incredibly helpful.
How much dodge is there?
Murder tackle's good. Murder tackle's good is going to be the real hero of this match.
There's 2 dodge for Iron Master.
Archangel has, as we just, wait, are we talking? No, not Archangel. Yhette to Conquer. If he can get a hold of that guard ghoul, it is super dead.
Yeah.
It's a niggled AV7 guard ghoul. Super dead.
It's a good question. They're both.
Right,
the records
pick
are both.
someone, and then I'll pick the opposite. I don't even care.
Well, the records are both 1-1-1. So you can't even rely on their coach history really in this one. I don't know, man. This is not easy. I think I'm gonna go. There's like 2 or 3 really good pieces for Iron Master. I think Necro have the tools to deal with them. Plus, I love the Necro names. I'm sorry, this is like the greatest naming scheme. I'm going with the Necro because of their naming scheme. So I guess that leaves you with...
Ben picks the Necro, I pick the Norse. Iron Master, don't disappoint me for once.
Well, we missed it, so I'll check it now. The leaderboard for Division 7 before Week 4. We've got the Rotterhood and Galactic up at the top with 2-1-0, so the only undefeated team in this division. Although we got a number of players right on their heels. Cake and Grad, Rock Lobstrosity, Captain Bubsy, who is Morally, and Hiroto are all 2-0-1, so they're only 1 point behind first place. Smattering of 1-1-1s, and then unfortunately we've got the 0-0-3 teams are the teams that haven't played yet. Archangel not having the greatest of starts. We've seen him do better, so I fully expect him to rise the table up the table a little bit. And that's what things look like after these weeks, after Week 3. So let's bring up the dual title screen here and finish this off. I am exhausted. It is 12:48 p.m. now, and this stream has been going for an hour and a half. The stream before was almost 3 hours, and then I streamed before that too. Plus, it is 1,000,000 degrees here, so I feel like I'm gonna die. I hope you guys appreciate the.
I netted a grand total of 1 point this week.
You gained 1. And so I gained more than that, I assume.
You gained 9 points.
Oh, yay! Making progress.
Yeah.
All right. That's this week. We'll be back next week for Week 5. Hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully, I'll have my mic fixed for next time. And until then, I've been Steakmittens.
And I'm Shadorra.